to listen to wonderful program coming to you. And please don't forget to subscribe or give us thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Yeah, good morning. Welcome, Dr. Ndim.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, today we are going to discuss about the removal of the Deputy Governor of Kisii County, Robert Monda. And our purpose today is to discuss objectively whether his removal was justified. And I know sometimes in situations like this, there is political and some sentiments which come in, but our purpose here is to look at whether there was justification of the removal of the deputy governor from office. And the removal of the deputy governor is anchored in the constitution, like simply the way we do the removal of the governor, the deputy governor. Welcome, Ben.
Thank you, Dr.
Yeah. So basically, to remove a deputy governor from the office because he's a running mate of the governor, it is stipulated in the Constitution, Article 181, which clearly says how you can remove a governor from office. That a county governor may be removed from the office on the following grounds: gross violation of this Constitution or any other law, where there are serious reasons for believing that the county governor has committed a crime under national or international law, abuse of office or a gross misconduct, or a physical or mental incapacity to perform the functions of the office of a county governor. Parliament shall enact legislation providing for the procedure of removal of a county governor on any of the grounds mentioned above. That is clearly what it specifies. And then we have the County Government Act of 2012 stipulates how to remove a governor from office, whereby he has to go through the county assembly. If two-thirds of the county assembly members vote, it will go to the Senate. But when it reaches the Senate, it only requires a simple majority. That is the Constitution. Now, you are here, you know that the same procedures were followed for Governor Monda, Deputy Governor Monda, and it was removed. Do you think, on your opinion, it was just Dr. Liu?
First of all, I want to thank you for inviting me again to the studio. The removal of any political leader from office, especially the president, deputy president, or governor, or deputy governor, as stipulated in the Constitution, can it be justified? You know, justification is really a word that you specifically and perhaps intentionally used. And it's very complicated when you start defining what justified means, because these are political leaders. And removing them from office and successfully doing so is really a political process. Are there political situations that are always justified? Perhaps not all of them. But in listening to the defense that Dr. Monda put during the impeachment process, I feel like I was a little disappointed.
Dr. Ndimo, who must have given this call out? Somebody who's trying, I don't know whether it's Matunura who's trying to join in from a different. Did you, somebody called George? Okay, go ahead.
Yes, I'm saying impeachment is a political process, and impeachment is a game. If you lose, you lose. So in this case, Dr. Monda's removal, from listening to the accusations, and especially the people who are victims of his abuse of office and violation of the law, really appeared to be more credible than the defense he put. And I was a little surprised initially when they said they were impeaching him. I knew it wouldn't go anywhere, because Dr. Monda is a calm person. Dr. Monda is an elder, a statesman of the county of Kisii, and we did not. Nobody envisioned a situation where his accusers will really put him down the way they did. So was it justified? That we'll leave it to the court of public opinion.
Okay, Ben, what you? I think I muted you. Okay, Ben.
You're mute.
Okay, we can hear you now.
Thank you so much, Dr. for inviting us again to this discussion. Was it justified? I think to my side, no. Because on the reasons being, when I followed exactly what transpired, I think they were building a case. They planned ahead without Monda knowing, recording those clips, finding the mistakes, and they go to the law. They build a case. It's like Monica Lewinsky during Clinton's tenure. They started recording without Clinton knowing. When they went to impeachment, he almost went, but they sympathized with the president. Then, Monda, I was shocked. Dr. Ndimu, that they started following him, the brother, they corrected him, they corrupted them. Then they had evidence. Remember when Chief Justice Maraga was there, he said, bring all the evidence. We will look at the evidence. We will not go on to certify what you have corrected. We will see what in front of us. Then we will make a decision. That's exactly what they did. They corrected without the Monda knowing. Then when they went there, they had all the evidence, which was again not true. Monda was shocked when the father and others would be able to stand there against him. Maybe later, Dr. you will ask me and I will tell you what I think about cases. Cases were very unreasonable.
Okay.
There's no tribe in Kenya.
That's personal sentiments. We are here now. We said we want to talk about the facts of the case. That's all we are.
Yes.
We don't want to...
if let's stick with the facts and not opinions, because me, I'm talking from what I saw on TV. It was a national TV. It was everybody looking at it. Did Monda actually bring the askaris of the county to arrest his brother? From what we saw, the answer is yes. Did Monda actually have him locked up? The answer is yes. Did their family members intervene earlier on to get him released? That's what we had. The answer is yes. The abuse of office is defined as when you use the office that you've been given for other reasons other than the reason why you were given that office. He could not use that office.
Dr. Onima, I want you to stop there. That you brought a very, very good point, and I would want. Let's go now look at that. One of the accusations is that Ruben brought before the Senate and the Assembly, and they said that he was cutting trees. The wife of Monda called him Monda. Monda came with the county law enforcement officer and the Keumbu police officers to arrest him because he was cutting his trees. Now, I want to ask you, where is the abuse of office? Monda was called, his property was in danger. Of course, he has this county security officer as a DG. And as a law-abiding citizen, he went to Kenya police, brought the police to arrest somebody who has trespassed to his property. Did he abuse the office? Did he follow the law? The same question.
That's a question. You know, if the perception of abuse of office is also real. Here's how. He's a deputy governor of a county, right? He is actually having a conflict with his brother. He uses resources of the county to resolve a domestic issue. If I were him, I will have reported the matter to the authorities, just like any citizen can do, and stop there. He should know that he is held at a higher moral standard than any other ordinary human being in Kisii County. You cannot tell me that the president of the Republic of Kenya using the police to arrest his brother will be seen the same way you and I can use the police to arrest my brother. No, because he has power over them. He in the chain of command, in the chain of command, the county askaris will take instructions from the boss, whether the boss is right or wrong. That's what we call abuse of office.
Okay,
I
Ben,
don't.
I will leave you to talk about it.
Yes, I don't believe this is a case, as I said, they were building, Mr. Ndimu. Remember when Mr. Monda was campaigning, if you can recall, the brother and the family came, we said, we are against this. You remember? We don't want him to go. He's going against our community values. Bear in mind, keep that in mind. So we don't know what transpired between arresting the brother and his Monda. What was his mind? Did he threaten him, Monda? Did he do anything that he saw it is worth for him to be arrested? And remember, when he was arrested, he was asked, when was this recording was done? Was strategized, I mean, it was stretched. They really planned it. He was in a tie addressing the crowd, and it was recorded. Me, I think he went overboard. There was no reason as why he could not be arrested, because if he's going to destroy properties,
And I'm not defending. I'm not defending the brother for cutting Monda's trees.
Yes.
No, I'm not defending any one of those. What I'm saying is the process of arresting him.
Okay, Dr. Nimu, I wanted the Ben to finish so that I can comment before you can depart. Ben, have you finished?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, let me give you a scenario here. If when Monda got this information that his brother Ruben is cutting his trees, come with the county security enforcement,
Details.
and then he comes with them without Kenya police. He finds his brother cutting his trees. Then he orders the county police or security to shoot his brother. When would it be considered that one will be abuse of office? Not when he followed the law, went to and came with the Kenya police to arrest somebody who has done a mistake. What do you consider the weight of that? Which one is more of abuse of office?
Is that for me?
Yeah.
Abuse of office, again, without even having the names there. Just remove all the names. Remove all the names of Monda and his brother. Abuse of office is when you use the resources in an office for your own personal gain. That's abuse of office.
So which one did he use?
He was accused of having used his office to give instructions to the county police. The county police.
It is the Kenya police which arrested him. It is the Kenya police. Of course, when a deputy is moving, he has county security taking care of him.
And
wait a minute. In that Kenya police vehicle were county police. They call them kanjos. They were actually part of the group that arrested him. Though the kanjos were part of the people who arrested him. It was not the Kenya police only. It was people from the office of the county.
I'm not disputing that the kanjos were there, but family disputes. Does this meet the threshold? Because let's go where these cases are started. The first impeachment was for Martin Wambora, the governor of Embu. You remember that? Martin Wambora was impeached, but The first impeachment in the Senate failed because the High Court quashed it because the MCS failed to obey the court order to prevent the impeachment. Then they did it a second time. When it went the second time, he was found, even in the Senate, he was removed. But the High Court quashed it because it did not meet the threshold of abuse of office. Now, we are on this family issue. Does this really meet the threshold of removing somebody from office? The threshold, if it goes to the test of the judicial system?
Let me inject before Daktari answers.
Yes.
I've been with these people very closely, who have police, who are bodyguards around them. If anything looks like it's a danger, in security details, they advise the governor or deputy governor what they think they can do to safeguard the deputy. If he had the security saying, you know what we can do, this situation is to arrest this guy. He can, okay, you are not killing him because the court will find out what's the problem. Just take him. That's my own opinion. Okay. Again, secondly, Mr. Ndimo, you can be able to make a mistake, but not good enough to be impeached. This one was just a witch, and it has been building a case so that they can be able to impeach this guy, whether you like it or not.
Absolutely, they build a case, and I agree with you. They were building a case. Remember, there was Monda is actually, and I agree with you to that extent that he's a victim of the political war between one function within another, led by Osoro, and also the one led by Governor Arati.
Yeah.
So the victim, of course, and there are so many people who use the abuse office like he has done, and they have never been really impeached or anything. The question is, how wise was he in taking a side to fight his boss? You know, he took sides to fight his boss, right? And who now lost here? Who lost most? It's Dr. Monda.
Yeah.
He was found guilty on a political process, not in the court of law. On a political process, he was found guilty for having violated the Constitution and abuse of office.
Thank you for Ndimu for coming to that. The dispute in the Monda family is not something new. We have known that they have had a dispute. The brother, when he was being interviewed in the county assembly, he said, you know, Monda used to be good when he was an MP. He has become so bad to the family, even he is mean to the father since he became the DG. But I want you to listen to this clip of the father when he was endorsing Macho. That is the father of Monda during the campaign, who literally endorsed Ezekiel Machogu and dismissed DG Monda that he is lost. They have said no. So this difference, even there was another clip where the brother was actually talking. So they have been having an issue. Did it really warrant them? So even going there can prove. Even actually, I wonder the people who are defending Monda, why would they play even such a clip on that, which I thought could have not gone to the assembly. Really, but the question: do you think this allegation from the brother was justified?
And I honestly, when I heard there was an allegation from family, and always families, every family has their own issues where there is always functions within the family itself. It couldn't have gone that far. And what I really think that from my own personal opinion, when you have been raised to the level of a deputy governor in leadership, you should stay away from your family wrangles. he's not, in my opinion, have not taken the trap of taking his brother to jail, because he remember, he's a deputy governor. He's an executive. Is an executive of the county. You stay away from family wrangles. I'm not claiming his. I mean,
somebody will destroy your property that because you are a leader, you just see somebody banging your car and you don't do anything. You don't even call police. Are you? Really?
Yes, I agree with you. You don't appear there. You don't have your people there. You use the government, the law, because he could summon his brother to court. He could have asked his brother. He would have reported the case. He would have been taken to court, and the process would have unfolded without arresting him. You know what I mean? Number two, and most critical. Let's talk about the bribe.
No. Let's finish with that. We are coming to the bribe. Let's exhaust this one and then go to the bribe, because those are two items we are looking at whether they are justified. Let's finish with this. Do you think this was an impeachable thing? Was there any alternative way of resolving this than taking it this far?
I don't know. I don't know if they tried any alternative ways.
Ben, there is a sound. That's why we.
Yeah, Daktari. Yeah. I think Monda is not 100% right, but it was not enough for him to be impeached. He had some weaknesses which he could have brought his family together as a leader and do more. But we don't know this brother and others what were this that make him to be very, very rigid. And maybe they were really abusing him or despising him. The way I think about it, until he say, "Who are you now? We're going to cut these trees by force." Until this guy was so mad. But Daktari, all the ways you look at it, it's not enough for him to be impeached.
Exactly. That is a question I asked. If Monda could have come and started boxing, beating his brother,
killing.
And I mean, the mistake he did is to pass a Keumbu police station and they come with people to arrest people who are damaging his property. Really? No, that's be realistic.
Yeah,
I'm not defending. I'm only asking. I'm being a devil's advocate.
And don't forget, Daktari, Monda's house and the compound, there are security there. They have to do their job. Don't forget that. So if they see anything that is going wrong to the Monda's properties, the first people to know is security people, detail, before even the Monda comes. So I think all the process, there was something wrong in the process. But it's not what the
as I mentioned, and I agree with you, was it impeachable? I don't know. But what I'm saying is, impeachment is a political process. When there's supremacy wars between two functions, they will always look for the weakest link that you have, and they capitalized on it.
Now he has gone to court. The case is already in court. Do you think this is going to meet the threshold? Because that's what we're doing here, is looking at the law. The senators might have voted with emotion, and I saw there was emotion, and this could have been a casualty of Raila Ruto handshake. Because let's go to Mr. Duori, the governor, the deputy governor of Siaya, who actually, to me, he had embezzled. He had used 18 million for renovation, even buying a chair for 1.2 million. But he was saved by the Senate, which actually voted party line. The majority of Kenya Kwanza voted to retain him because they were trying to punish Orengo, who's a strong supporter of Azimio. They voted on party line. But this time they did not vote on party line. When you look at the mistake, actually what DG Odori had made the threshold of being removed from office. But this one, He was not.
Do you think? So you think Dr. Tourist will have been removed from office because he was guilty, except for the political process that really favored him?
Yes.
That's exactly what I'm talking about here. Impeachment is a political process. Monda did not know how to play his game to win this impeachment process, because it's not a law process. It's a political process, and a political process is about numbers.
Can we say that this time there is something which might have played a role? And I would like you to listen to this clip.
President are important. I raise under Article 75 on the conduct of state officers, Mr. Speaker, and I beg to read, and I shall be very quick. A state officer shall behave, whether in public, an official in private life, or in association with other persons, in a manner that avoids any conflict between personal interests and public or official duties. I'm aware of Article 50, but you must interpret the Constitution, both Article 50 and Article 73, Mr. Speaker. I'm aware Deputy Governor Monda is allowed to have a legal representative of his own choice. Mr. Speaker, is it in order for my brother, Mheshimiwa Silvanus Osoro, the MP of South Mugirango, to appear on behalf of Robert Monda, the Deputy Governor? One, because he's a state officer, and two, of conflict of interest that he might send a mixed signals that he is a chief whip of the majority side in the National Assembly. And number three, whether, looking at Standing Order 252, whether the procedure of ensuring him appears before the Senate, not only as an advocate, but also as a member of parliament. Mr. McHugh, under Article 93, member of parliament is both a senator and a member of National Assembly. Mr. Speaker, some of us who are learned friends would have wished to appear on behalf of either side. If we allow Honorable Osoro to appear, it means as a member of parliament, as defined under Article 93 of the Constitution, we can also appear on behalf of either sides that are bringing impeachment motions, Mr. Speaker. And number two, and finally, it is in the public domain, and this will be my conclusion, that the governor of Kisii, Mheshimiwa Simba Arati, and Honorable Silvanus Osoro have had a public altercation. Mr. Speaker, I beg that we should not use Senate as a playground of local politics of what is happening in Kisii, Mr. Speaker. Could it be Senator Osoro, Honorable Osoro, and Simba Governor Arati extending their playful political ground to the Republic of Senate, Mr. Speaker, where we are here only to listen to charges that have the basis of evidence and can stand the test of legal and constitutional and standing orders, Mr. Speaker. So I beg that you rule that Honorable Osoro should relinquish himself from representing Honorable Monda, go back to his house business in the National Assembly, and serve our party, the UDA and Kenya Kwanza majority national. He is the chief whip. We might lose some of the bills at the National Assembly, while Mheshimiwa Osoro is busy representing for personal, financial, gainful, and propelling his professional at the expense of the position that we gave him in the National Assembly, Mr. Speaker. So I beg your ruling, and Senator Osoro should go back to serve the people of South Mugirango and members of National Assembly, Mr. Speaker, and allow this House to proceed. And I know Senior Counsel Katwa.
Now, I think the Senator elaborated so much. Could this be one of the reasons which bungled Monda's defense in the Senate?
You're on mute.
Benny, you know there's a sound. Okay, Benny, you can go ahead.
Yeah, that was the beginning of this downfall. When Osoro was left, everything went south. So what they planned to defend, it fall off.
Okay.
In my opinion, Monda's downfall really did not begin at that moment. It began when the whole impeachment process began at the the county assembly. He actually had the power to look ahead using a political process to forestall the impeachment process from beginning. Remember, from my own personal opinion, the supremacy war between Osoro and Arati is the result of losing Monda. Monda should have known and realized that Osoro is not as powerful as he claims to be. That's number one. That Osoro is not as popular on the ground in Kisii County as the governor who Osoro is fighting. Number three, having accepted to be used by Osoro function to fight his boss wasn't the wisest thing ever as a sitting governor, deputy governor. Even if your governor or your boss is as bad as it should be, the worst you can do is keep quiet, but not fight him. As an elder, he should have known that. So his political process, his political downfall did not begin with Senator Chelege. It began right at the county level when the impeachment process began. He will have forestalled it.
Okay, even before the Senate, this is what Osoro said.
Monda tari kuchiande by the way. Aseta ya kuchi mokure igoro bakanse moya gumia tano moya gwe milioni mogwe korokoro Nairobi Monda tari kuchiande genda mote ima Arati abageze chibese chisane chike milioni 2 lakini Monda tari kuchiande moko murusi bosongo aseta iyo moko moira beyond that unless basacha ambaye boiri kusi Monda tari kuchiande akia Mungu na atianire Monda tari kuchiande njana.
That is him, and I think Osoro was riding on the majority in the Senate they have as Kenya Kwanza. He was talking this because they had already saved the deputy governor of Siaya, and they thought they were going to do the same. Don't you think even with this sentiment, as you said, which I agree with, that he could have distanced himself from people like Osoro? Ben?
Yeah, as Ondimu said, he could have been wise enough to think twice and know that he's treading on a very thin line, and respect the boss and seek more second opinion from other people, because he relied strongly from Osoro.
Okay. Yeah, but then, you know, these sentiments are not going to be there in the High Court, and that there is a chance that such a case cannot meet the test of time.
No, I'm agreeing with you. Actually, he may have he may have a soft hand in the High Court, but you know what the cases are doing right now? Already they have a name.
Oh no, that one has been stopped.
So within 14 days, they want to have a debut. But
you know, the High Court. Yeah, I'm not sure, and I'm not a lawyer to claim any understanding of the law. Impeachment is a political process. If the two houses, that is the county assembly, followed the due process to get him to the Senate, and the Senate followed the due process as it's stipulated in the standing orders and in the Constitution, then my brother, Dr. Monda, will not survive, even in the face of the court. The reason is the court can only quash an impeachment based on the process. If the process followed the due process was clear, and he was found guilty for violating the law and gross misconduct, then he will be removed. And I'm pretty clear in my mind, but the courts will really either affirm or quash the impeachment.
Well, you know, in a legal profession, I'm not also a lawyer, but if we go by precedents, in October 2013, Muranga Governor Mwangi Wairia became that governor to be impeached by that 5 MCAs. The MCAs that are accusing of misuse of county cash, failing to manage the county debt, gross misconduct, and abuse of office. But the senators on November 11 ruled that the charges did not meet the constitutional threshold for impeachment, and they threw that out. And also, Nyeri Governor Nderitu Gachawa, who is now deceased, was impeached, but the same said that it did not meet the threshold for impeachment. But as I told you, the one for the first one, Wambora, who even the 40 senators voted in support of a motion to remove him from office. But he went to the appellate court and they found that there was no clear evidence that the governor acted in gross violation of the constitution. So he returned to office. So what Dr. Ndimi was saying, the High Court, if they sit and find like the things did not meet the threshold, you know, those are the charges, and the charges are criminal. In a criminal court, it is, you have to prove beyond reasonable doubt. Does that meet that threshold of reasonable doubt? That brings us to the case of bribery. This is a bribery, a case where Mokaya, the parents are claiming that they must have rendered money to Monda at some oblique time, we don't know. Then Mokaya gave 800,000 and to get a job. Monda had given send M-Pesa money to the MD Wasco, which the MD Wasco returned back the money. Where Monda is alleging that what he had only done, he must have made a mistake to send money to her, and that's how she returned the money. And the Mokaya is saying he sold it, that was money for a bribe. But the father came and is saying that, you know, the money which I told my son to send was a debt. Now, it is who? Did the senator definitively find really that the money was for the bribe? Did they prove beyond reasonable doubt? And would it pass the test of the law? Dr. Nim, do you think it meant that?
I don't know what the law really stipulates on how you can be fined criminally responsible for receiving a bribe. But his defense team really gave was a little weak. Who among the two, that is the son and the father, was more credible in the witness stand? When a father was asked, why did you have to give the money to your son to go and repay a debt to your friend and not your wife, because the money had come from the wife to the son, to Monda, and then to the hiring manager? You can follow the trail of the money in that order. His explanation was so a little, I would call it, so difficult even to describe it on TV here, that I gave my son to show that I love him. What love is there when you give your son money to hand it over to somebody else? I don't understand that. That explanation was not believable. The fact that this father had taken his son to Monda to solicit for a job a few days prior to the money being wired to Monda appears more credible in my own eyes. That they gave him money, the gentleman sold his business in Nairobi, a salon business, brought the money to make it 800,000 shillings, which was wired in pits to Dr. Monda. Okay. Explanation, the father owed Dr. Monda money, so he was repaying back. How on earth can a father owe a deputy governor money that will grant his son to sell his business, his only business, to come and repay a debt? Does it make sense? I don't think so.
Okay, Dr. Numu, you know, they say in the law of evidence, you take off sentiments. You look at the law. Now, if you are a court, if somebody sends you money without any explanation what the purpose of the money is, and then later on it turns to say that he had bribed you, it's the judge. It will be left to the judge that they cannot definitively prove what the money was for. Now, and here is the case. If the office, he was hiring somebody in the office of the DG where he had control. You have given 800,000. I will give you a job in the maybe governor's office, which was or the ministry or any department which is under the DG, where he has influence. He can tell the manager, hire this person. I have said that would be abuse of office. He was given money to use maybe his position to influence the people who are making a decision. Now, the MD Wasco turned him down, which means that was not in his office. How did he abuse his office? If he had the powers, could he have summoned the Wasco MD to employ that guy?
The bribery case is not abuse of office. It's a criminal offense to receive a bribe. That is itself is a violation of the law. It's not abuse of office. Abuse of office actually was associated with him using the county askari to arrest his brother. That was abuse of office case. But the bribery case wasn't really an abuse of office. Bribery case is associated with breaking the law of not state officers are not supposed to take bribes, even if you're a private citizen. So it's breaking of the law. It's not abuse of office.
Thanks for that correction, Ben.
Okay. Case.
Yeah.
From the beginning, you remember there's a time Simba said, "I know everything which is going on. I know these people who are having corrupt. This guy who's gonna tell me the truth. That's why he promised. Tell me the truth. I'll protect you, and you will survive." Yeah. This director knew very well, and they talked to Simba. There's somebody coming here I want me to employ. It's okay. Don't take that money, return it. So they started building it from the beginning. That's number one. Number two, Monda, I've seen it happen. There is no proof that he was going to take the money and give a job. There's no evidence of that. People are saying, "Oh, there's a job there." On his kindness, he say, "Okay, if they want it, give them so that we can help this son to get a job." I've seen my friends behave that, even those who are Christians. This guy want a job. That's Kenya now. Give him. He start because they trust him as a deputy governor. So, to me, if you ask me, that was not enough for him to be impeached, or he got a bribe. There's no evidence. There's no recording. Like a police.
How do you explain the funds that he received? Because he's and I'm not defending that. I'm not saying it's not a bribe, but
we are just discussing.
Yeah, but I'm asking my friend Penn there. When the trail of money was followed, and the giver of the money himself, Mokaya, explained why he gave the money, why he sent the money to the deputy. Listen to this. The person who gave the bribe has come forward and said, "I gave you this money to eat in order for you to go and influence so that I can get a job. I did not get the job." They asked for the money back even before the impeachment process began. "I did not get the money back. Please, I did not get a job. Please return the money." At what point Monda have realized that this might be a bad picture for him, even though it was he should have known. Honestly, in my opinion, there should have come a point in time before the impeachment process began for him to have borrowed even money to refund the money. Because this young man came forward and said, "I gave out this money. Some of it came from my parents, some of it came from my salon that I had in Nairobi, to give to the DG in his position to influence so that I can get a better job." Okay. And he did not.
At times you know what we are. We one or the other. We are not. Nobody's defending that. Money has been exchanging. We can say one thing. Monda, it might be the only cleanest Kenyan I see. Maybe he thought he was doing his friend a favor.
Yeah.
But really, those who knew how to do corruption, they don't receive money through M-Pesa. You go get cash, and you will not bring it to him. You will bring it to a conduit and an agent. That's what they do. They have perfected the game. You transact differently, you cannot get them.
Actually, you go deposit the money in the account, you bring the receipt. That's what happens.
Monda was just but a victim.
Yeah.
One only thing we were doing was it justified. It was, as you have said, it's a political process, and it could have it been the sort of denied way of getting the money back. Yes, there could have been a way, because even his brother said he was approached by the area MCA Kiwarik, and he was told that, can you come and take this your grievance to the Senate that is a plan to impeach the DG? That's what he said. It's on record. So they were gathering evidence. The plan started is that they wanted to get him out of office, and they did that. And when you see the conduct of the senators, it was a foregone case. It was like it was sealed. They only just voted. We have never seen a vote which is so high like that. I think it was a political process, but we leave it to the jury because it's already in court. We hear what they say, but already damage has been done.
Yeah, and the damage has been done, and I'm really, I pity my friend Dr. Monda, because he became a victim of the political supremacy wars between Osoro and Arati. And just to say this statement here, I'm not a fan of how Osoro plays his game.
Yeah.
He is very mature, and I'm gonna say this: he's very mature. He's drunk of power. I would say that.
Yeah.
And he's actually spoiling for the ruling party in Kisii.
Very much.
He's spoiling completely, because whatever he says really never come to fruition. Remember, he told the Kisiis, we are going to have 3 principal secretaries.
Yeah.
0 came.
0.
Now he promised Monda he will come back with slaughter goats. Monda's gone. I think the gentleman is deflated now. He's deflated.
You know, I was talking with one person. He said the Senate had a difficult time because if they were to acquit Monda, Osoro angekuwa na kiburi. Yeah, I don't know what I can see. So they wanted to keep Osoro's pride. If they were to acquit him, Osoro could have really shown his pride. And then they could have appeared that they were under the dictates of Osoro. That was one of the comments. So surely, as we say, it wasn't justified, but politically it was justified because it was a war. Our time is gone. Oh, then you want to say something? We need to.
I want to ask you a question. Both of you. What is the problem with Kisii? Have you ever seen what's the problem with us? We come from Kisii. Have you seen anything?
Let that be on another day.
Yeah, and just as we go to another day, by the way, the Kisii County has not been the first one to impeach deputy governors or governors. In fact, there have been more in central Kenya than it is in the western part of Kenya. Impeachment process is a political process. And this is found in almost all counties, from Embu to Meru. You saw Kawira, we saw Nyeri, we saw Kiambu, we saw Nyeri, Nyandarua. In fact, it's more in central Kenya than it is in Kisii County. I wanted to review that scenario, that there's something wrong with the county of Kisii people. There's nothing wrong.
So
it's a political process.
Also, something which I have observed. The removal of a governor is so weak, the threshold is so weak, that in removing a president, a member of parliament, a senator, and an MCA. All of them require 2/3, but it's only the removal of a governor which requires a simple majority. I think something need to be revisited on that. Gentlemen, let us end. Our time is fast going. Thank you for your time. We'll continue.